Welcome. We are the monks in the lay community of the Daidang Meditation Center of Bonsall, California. We have resided here in Southern California for over 10 years, and it is our mission to share the teachings of the Buddha and spread the Dharma to all those with a desire to learn. To that end, we present now the platform Sutra of Neng, the sixth patriarch of Zen Buddhism. Our sect of Mahayana Buddhism originated in China in the 6th century AD and first came via the teachings of Bodhidharma. Bodhidharma was the 28th patriarch and the direct Dharma descendant of Siddhartha Gautama, or the original Buddha. Bodhidharma was Indian and came to China to spread Buddhism beyond the land of its origin. He is therefore known as the first patriarch of Zen Buddhism and the first patriarch of China. The platform Sutra explains that it is his robe and his teachings that are passed down from him to subsequent patriarchs or teachers of the Dharma, who demonstrated a knowledge of the true essence of mind and who were therefore considered enlightened beings. The sixth patriarch in this lineage was Neng, who is the main character in the platform Sutra. We hope you enjoy this story, as it is full of profound wisdom and contains many of the basic tenets of our Zen Buddhist practice. Once, when the patriarch had arrived at Paolin Monastery, Prefect Wei of Xiaozhou and other officials went there to ask him to deliver public lectures on Buddhism in the hall of Ta Fan Temple in the city of Canton. In due course, there were assembled in the lecture hall Prefect Wei, government officials and Confucian scholars, about 30 each, and bhikshus, bhikshunis, Taoists, and laymen to the number of about 1,000. After the patriarch had taken his seat, the congregation in a body paid him homage and asked him to preach on the fundamental laws of Buddhism, whereupon His Holiness delivered the following address. Learned audience, our essence of mind, which is the seed or kernel of enlightenment, is pure by nature, and by making use of this mind alone, we can reach Buddhahood directly. Now let me tell you something about my own life and how I came into possession of the esoteric teaching of the Dhyana or Zen school. My father, a native of Fanyang, was dismissed from his official post and banished to be a commoner in Xinzhou in Guangdong. I was unfortunate in that my father died when I was very young, leaving my mother poor and miserable. We moved to Canton and were then in very bad circumstances. I was selling firewood in the market one day when one of my customers ordered some to be brought to his shop. Upon delivery being made and payment received, I left the shop, outside of which I found a man reciting a sutra. As soon as I heard the text of this sutra, my mind at once became enlightened. Thereupon I asked the man the name of the book he was reciting, and was told that it was the Diamond Sutra. I further inquired whence he came and why he recited this particular sutra. He replied that he came from Tongchan Monastery in the Huangmei district of Qizhou, that the abbot in charge of this temple was Hung Yen, the fifth patriarch, that there were about 1,000 disciples under him, and that when he went there to pay homage to the patriarch, he attended lectures on this sutra. He further told me that His Holiness used to encourage the laity as well as the monks to recite this scripture, and by doing so they might realize their own essence of mind and thereby reach Buddhahood directly. It must be due to my good karma in past lives that I heard about this, and that I was given 10 taels for the maintenance of my mother by a man who advised me to go to Huangmei to interview the fifth patriarch. After arrangements had been made for her, I left for Huangmei, which took me less than 30 days to reach. I then went to pay homage to the patriarch, and was asked where I came from and what I expected to get from him. I replied, I am a commoner from Xinzhou of Guangdong. I have traveled far to pay you respect, and I ask for nothing but Buddhahood. You are a native of Guangdong, a barbarian? How can you expect to be a Buddha? Asked the patriarch. I replied, although there are northern men and southern men, north and south make no difference to their Buddha nature. A barbarian is different from your holiness physically, but there is no difference in our Buddha nature. He was going to speak further to me, but the presence of other disciples made him stop short. He then ordered me to join the crowd to work. May I tell your holiness, said I, that prajna often arises in my mind. When one does not go astray from one's own essence of mind, one may be called the field of merits. I do not know what work your holiness would ask me to do. This barbarian is too bright, he remarked. Go to the stable and speak no more. I then withdrew myself to the backyard and was told by a lay brother to split firewood and to pound rice.